Alright guys, now we know how to create a flexible or responsive layout which will respond quickly and fluidly to any changes. Next thing, we need to make our layout adaptive. Making our layout flexible is not enough. It's just because when browser's viewport is too small, say on mobile devices, multi-column layouts may break. In fact, showing multiple columns on a small devices is not a good experience. For example, let's see here. This is the layout which we have created in our last video. So inspect it. Let's check it out whether our website is responsive or not. So it is already on the responsive. Now let's reduce the size of the screen. Nice. Okay. All right. As the size of the screen is too small, our columns are getting cluttered. You can see here, like we have one column here and here. This is not actually a good experience. If the image part would be at the top and then this heading and this paragraph should be at the bottom of the image, that would be a better experience than this right now we have. So how do we make our layout adaptive? So this is where media query comes into play. Media queries provide the ability to apply CSS rules conditionally. We can apply CSS specifically for an individual browser or depending upon the viewport width or device orientation. So let's see how we can actually initialize a media query in our CSS. There are different approach to apply media query. As you can see, we have one at media rule. In the media rule, we define such kind of rules. As we can see, there is a condition here at media screen and max with 992 pixel, and in between these curly braces we define our normal selectors, properties and values. And then if you want to create one separate file for the media query or for the responsive rules, we can also create a separate CSS file, and then we can link using such kind of link inside the head tag. Let's see how we can apply these rules practically. So this is our CSS file, HTML file, and this is our CSS file. Now say let's change the background color of the body and get rid of this background color from the columns. So here get rid of this, and to the body where we have, let's apply some background color, maybe this one, Alice blue. Nice. Give it a refresh. Perfect. Let's have one header first. So here say h1 responsive web design, and yeah, that is fine. Now here will, okay, yeah, this would be now h2, and here we'll say h2, let it be h1, and for the h2 here font size, let's say 32 pixel. Save this, then give it a refresh. Okay, here we have, and to the h1 let's apply now text line center. Save this, and this would be primary, and here h2 will be secondary. Nice. And let's change the color of the paragraph also. So here only, let's say 777, give it a refresh. Perfect. And let's have one button also, one anchor tag, say read more, and here let's apply class of btn, background color glossary, padding of 32 pixel, left and right, top and bottom will say 16 pixel. Yes, and color say white, none. Perfect. All right, so this is our layout. we have already seen that our layout is responsive, which is responding according to the screen sizes. Now let's see how we can make it adaptive. Adaptive means we can apply some rules so that we can break the columns. This head of the title or this paragraph or the content will be at the bottom, then image will be at the top. Let's see how we can do that. Okay, so we are going to now apply media queries. The very first thing, we will start with the, let's see, first tool, media screen, and here let's say max width of say 768 pixel, and here let's change the background color for the body. Actually first say body background color turquoise, not this one, say this one. Save this. Now we will see one thing here. So actually this is the condition that we have applied. Rest our normal CSS is something like this, that will be applied on each and every screen sizes, whatever the screen sizes will be. But this is the condition here. This condition is saying that at maximum width of 760 pixel, that means below the 768 pixel of the screen sizes, the background color of the body will be turquoise. Yeah, so let's have a look. And one more thing, before you check out the page, there is one more tag, that is meta viewport tag. Do not forget to apply this meta viewport tag. We will understand this tag in more details in the later section of this topic. Similarly, we will also discuss all of these things, whatever the things we have written here at media screen and all, what are all these things. First of all, let's see how actually this works, then we will discuss all of these things in detail. So now we are going to see that at maximum width of 760 pixel, the background color of the body will be turquoise. Give it a refresh. Now inspect it. Now let's reduce the size of the screen and have a look here. When the size of the screen will be reaching at 768 pixel, the background color of the body will be changed. So let's go down, 768 pixel, yep, 770 66. Yeah, so here as we can see, we have applied one condition that at 768 pixel at most, that is maximum width, not beyond the 768 pixel, the background color of the body will be background color. So the background color of the body will be turquoise, so as we have here. So this is how we apply media rules or media queries to apply some conditions. So now let's make it that this layout should break into another column. That means this should be at the top. So now our layout is display flex, so that's why it is in a single line, and both of the column is having width of 50%. Say at the 768 pixel or below the 768 pixel, this column should be having width of 100% or flex basis of 100%, and then it should be wrapped into another column. How we can do that? So let's do that here. So for the call, say call flex, here we have called that the inside this curly braces here, inside these curly braces of the media rule, we can target any kind of element, any kind of property and values we can define here. That's the same thing here. The things which we are doing here at the top, the same things we'll be doing. We will be targeting our elements normally inside these curly braces of the media rules and define our properties and values. So as we have applied here at the body, you can see normal CSS. Similarly, it is also here. It's just that we have overwritten the background color from here to here. That's the media rule. That's how we apply media rules. So now we need that column is having width of 48%. Yeah, now we need this column should be having width of 100% or flex basis of 100%. So let's target that call. Whatever the things we need to override, just override here. Flex class, no, flex property, then 0 1 say 100%. Yeah, now both of this column will be having 100% width. Earlier it was having 48%, 48%. Now it will be having width of 100%, 100%. So let's give it a refresh here. Okay, now it is having width of 100%, but it is not getting, just because it is a flex. We need to wrap them into another line. So wrap will wrap the 100% column into another line. So here let's to the flex only. To the flex here, let's apply class of not class, it's a wrap property. Flex wrap, and it will be wrap. Save this, give it a refresh. We can see here. Now as the flex is wrap, as we have applied flex wrap, the columns, now this is taking 100%, 100%. And if we check out the code here also, for the container or for the flexi, for the flex, you can see at maximum width of 768 pixel, the flex class is getting flex wrap and wrap, and by default earlier properties and values is something like this. This is the condition that we have applied, and this is the normal CSS that we have applied before this media rules, and rest of the things are okay. Alright, so let's reduce the size of the skin more. Now we can see this looks more legible than earlier. Earlier we were having both of these column in a single line or in a single row, but now at 768 pixel this will be into next column, not next column, it will be in individual rows. Experiment them here. Okay, yeah, and it goes beyond 768 pixel, the column got 48% width. Let's see here, we can see flex of 48%, 0148. Now here, so it got overwritten by this one, 100%. Now this is 48%. Alright, so now this column is having 100%, 100%. Perfect. So this is one of the approach to apply media query or apply condition through CSS. There is one more approach that we can take a separate CSS file instead of applying this CSS on the same file. So here we can take one more CSS file, say responsive.css here, and whatever the rules here we have defined. So now we don't need to apply these all things here. Get it from here, put it here, and we don't need any rule inside the CSS file. Perfect. So here we have another responsive.css file. Now we will be connecting this responsive.css file with some condition inside the HTML file here. We will see, but before that let's have a look. Give it a refresh and let's see how our layout is looking at 768 pixel or below. Okay, we are back to normal. Now we will apply the another condition using actually inside the HTML file. So we have another link. We will be applying that CSS link below this link. So link, and okay, let's collapse this here. Inside the href we will be saying responsive.css, and here let's apply the condition now. Say media screen and the condition that there we have applied, that is max width of say 768 pixel. Perfect. Now save this, have a look here, give it a refresh. So this time we have applied the CSS condition inside this rule, that is this is the condition, that is when the screen size will be maximum of 768 pixel, then this link will be working. Give it a refresh and now check it out. Let's see at 768 pixel it should be breaking. Nice. Yep. So at 768 pixel or below the 768 pixel this link is working, and the CSS is here for that particular link. That's the second approach to apply the conditional CSS. Among these two approaches, the approaches that we have taken earlier, that is considered as one of the best approaches, because here we are sending another HTTP request for another file, but in the earlier approach we will be sending just one request, that will be inside the style.css, and each and everything will be remain inside one CSS file. So that's why that approach is considered as one of the best approach, and usually developer follow this approach. So again we will get back to normal here, earlier condition, nice, and we don't need this now, this one, save it and let's delete that file. Perfect. Now let's give it a refresh and check it out. Nice. This is our first approach.